Which we were just talking about solving puzzles on lichess. I'm not a big fan of puzzle solving. Not an expert in that regard. I've done my fair share, but I've never been really that into combination problems. Off and on. I do recommend it though. It's a good tool. Anyway, guys, we're here to play a simul. We're going to be playing 30 minutes plus 30 seconds. A little bit of extra time for me. This schedule is simul to last. This schedule is simul. This simul is scheduled to last 2.5 hours. So we should be starting at 5, finishing at 7:30 Eastern time. You got lost on the river. Listen to it. Okay, you guys are talking about music. Anyway, I'm ready. Here we are. Host a new simul. 30, 20 seconds, 20 minutes. Random. I'm working on some video projects. That's the reason I've sped up these simuls. I need a little bit of extra time in the evenings to do some chess video projects. So saving my time. Good evening, Nikolai Pavlov, Soltigo, Nefedov. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. That's really old school. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the stream, don't forget to subscribe on Twitch. Subscribers have first shot at the simul. We've got 20 places set aside. I might let a few other players slide past. Subscribers are welcome first. Ribka, let me know if Yellow Dragon, Phil, Nefedov. Let me look for those guys first. There's Bob. He's one of our subscribers. I don't know if Yellow Dragon, if you're playing. What are you talking about? You're not playing the marathon? Are you kidding, man? I wish I could, you know. I'm just too old with too many responsibilities. Let's see. We got Nefedov. Yellow Dragoon is in. I want to make sure anybody's a subscriber. Justice of Dictator subscribed. Mama Duck is playing. She subscribed, or he. I think Mama Duck's probably a she. One would assume. Let's see. Internet Chess. Monkey Pushing Wood. Unicorns. And I'm Unicorns. Thanks for playing. Do we have anybody else? Parmenides is a subscriber. I don't know how many subscribers we have. I mean present at the moment. I think we have 20 subscribers overall currently. I doubt more than 10 of them would be here for this particular stream to play in the simul. So we'll have about 20 places at least. Yellow Dragon, I know. Yellow Dragon seems pretty strong to me. I agree, definitely master. Mama Duck is in. First time playing, I think, against me. But thanks to you guys who subscribe. Mama Duck, Justice of the Dictator, Bob Sacamano is not his real name. We don't know his real name, but Bob was a Seinfeld character. Parmenides. These other guys are regs. We're going to let in some other regs and then some random people too. So, Soltigo, Unicorns. You guys realize this lasts 2.5 hours. This is your last chance to drop out, okay? This is not a short simul like some people do. There's 10-minute simuls. It takes a long time, up to 2.5 hours. My usual ones actually last 3 hours, so this is actually half an hour shorter than I usually do. I'd like to even do longer ones. There's not a lot of weak players, so it's kind of hard. Monkey, Internet Chess. Piano Mark, the problem is if you don't have enough rated games, I can't accept your subscription. I'll accept subscriptions. I'm having trouble talking today, guys. I don't know what's up with me. I've been recording a lot of videos, and I guess just too much talking. Franco is another subscriber. Oneros, I don't know if we've played once. Okay, so Piano Mark, you just have to get more games, and maybe next time. Guys, we also have Blitz and Classical stream coming up tomorrow, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Chess Quack, thanks for joining. Ananas. Okano, are you going to play? Okano, if you want to play, you got to jump in there because we're about to start. It takes about 2.5 hours. If not, then not. Let me know. We still have 3 places left. Chess Quack is another master. He's located somewhere near my former Philadelphia area. Got a couple people from Philadelphia area. And what else we got? Okay, no, late for me. Okay, you're not going to play. So I got 3 spots left. I don't know if we have our moderator here, John Capone. Haven't seen you in a long time, John. From Slovenia. Great. Nothing personal against Piano Mark, but I can't accept unrated players. You started well at the U.S. Open 5.5, then failed hard. I forgot about the U.S. Open, right? I actually thought about playing in that because it was in Virginia. Not that far from, you know, if I'm on the East Coast. But it's a long tournament. It's like 1 round a day. It's a lot of time to devote. Chimichanga, got another provisional player. And Chimichanga is cool. He's got enough games. We'll let him in. And we got room for 2 more players. Any other, am I in good shape today? Yeah, I'm in really good shape today. I played some mini golf to warm up, and I went shopping. So, mini golf and shopping, that's pretty much shopping for food. Anyway, Mule Skinner, congratulations on reaching 2100 on Pure Trap. Got new players I've never played before. Pure Trap. That's 20 players. I know that some players are probably playing in the chess marathon. Alright, I'm gonna make last call here. Last call for non-provisional players to challenge me in my 30-30 simul. We're about to start. You got 2 minutes. You think it's a relaxing day. Dude, you got the same shirt as on Friday, really? Well, my laundry service is very quick. You see, that's what you get, man. Good laundry service. I like this shirt because I just put it on. My other shirt, I wore another t-shirt today. It was really hot outside. I was like dripping with sweat. I've got my towel. It's very humid here. But I've got my Quang Liem towel. Rating is dumb. I donate points. So anyway, sorry to hear that you didn't win the U.S. Open. Chess Quack. I toyed with the idea of playing, but I just have too many responsibilities at the moment. Maybe in the winter time I can find a tournament to play. Maybe something local to Budapest. We're going back to Budapest. Guys, we're going to start this thing. Last call, anybody to drop out or play. I would allow like 1 or 2 more players. We're going to start. We lost somebody. Dropped out. Who was that? Dropped out. Come on, we lost somebody. Alright, it's going to be all to be. We're going to replace them with all to be. He's got 4,800. Alright, guys, let's start. Fayeb. Who did we lose? Did we lose somebody who seriously wanted to play? Fayeb is like playing someone else at the moment. Are you serious, guys? This is a 2.5 hour simul. You're the top seed again. Unicorns is 2305. So, got provisional guys. Fayeb. Alright, we'll make it 21. Let's start. Guys, I'm going to move fast today. We've got to move fast because it's 30-30. And I'm usually doing... I'm going to try to play my mainline approach too, because I don't want to mess around too much in the openings. Because it is a kind of fast simul. Mama Duck. Play the English defense if I can get it there. G3 is kind of awkward for me. I got Alta B's only provisional because he doesn't play classical chess, I think. He had like 4,000 blitz games or something like that. I'm going to try to play all kind of mainline openings for me. The simul's just a little bit faster than my 40-minute ones. So I want to stay in somewhat familiar territory. Nefedov, no knight c6 today for you. Internet chess, I'm usually playing c5 against knight f3, but I'm gonna mix it up today. Parmenides, yeah, I should stay with my mainline stuff again. David Faustino, I was talking about Faustino like the Spanish wine. But I can't ever remember like which one is the best. Does anybody know Spanish wine very well? Because Faustino, there are like 10 different varieties of that type of wine. And like they're like numerically ordered, like Faustino 1, Faustino 7, and I can never remember like which one is really the best. I think it's Faustino 7 for some reason, but maybe just because I like the number 7 and historically like kind of lucky number. As long as it's red, it's good. Oh man, I wish that were the case. I've had some really bad wine. Okay. Anyway, all to be, we'll play this the lazy system. What do we got? C3 from all to be. He's basically playing like he's black. That's fine. Yellow dragoon. Goon of dragoon. What do we want to do against him? Well, we'll stick with our normal repertoire. We got 2 players who are rated around 2300. Chess, Quack, and Yellow Dragoon. Internet Chess beat me to the punch. I actually wanted to play like a hippopotamus, I want to say. What's wrong with me? I wanted to play Hedgehog, yeah. Actually, I had a guy who did that at my last tournament in Zalakaros, the Slovenian FIDE master. He beat me to like playing like B3. It's actually not a bad system. What am I going to do with Periode again? You're going to play D6 against him? Have I tried that before? Mama Duck gets the English defense. Faustino 1 Grand Reserva is the most expensive. Thank you. Alright. That's the most expensive. If it's more expensive, it must be better, right? That's usually the case, but not always. Onieros. Alright. Let's try to make it fast. A little bit of everything. I've got a lot of D4 games today. Thank you guys for that. Rybka. Last time against Rybka, I lost to him once playing my classical Sicilian, so we'll try something different. You started playing chess seriously about 2 weeks ago? Who said this? Shrug9, this is a new guy. Do you accept challenges from newish players? Love to get your feedback. Shrug9, are you actually playing in this thing? Because 2 weeks ago, like, okay, when you say play chess seriously, that's a very broad statement. You know, you talk to the bartender, and he's like, yeah, I play chess seriously. But, I mean, you know, this is such a general idea. Knight f6. Wow, what am I doing? Okay, my own opening. One of my own favorite openings with black. Okay, starting to play chess seriously 2 weeks. I do accept challenges from everyone if they have a rated account here on lichess with more than 50 games. Periode with G3. I don't know what that really does, especially. Chimichanga. Not to troll, but I just listened to what? Okay. You're talking about something about music, I guess? When I used to play online poker, I found that what I listened to was, I was multi-tabling like 15, sometimes even 20 tables. I would find that what I listened to it felt like it had a great effect on how I played. I had fantastic results sometimes in multi-table tournaments, or a series of results, like when I was listening to certain music and I started to get like superstitious that like certain music has a big effect on like your results. But I mean, it's possible, you know, maybe you're not being like superstitious. Maybe somehow certain music is really allowing you to, or helping you to concentrate better. It's possible. So Mama Duck, what? Brundlefil Mama Duck or I'm a Kitty pretty good. What's up? Can't commit to the full 3 hours tonight. It's only 2.5. Move 11. Sorry to hear that. It's only 2.5 today. I don't know if that would have made a difference for you. Music. Pure Trap is playing like another guy. We had Mama Duck with the knight c3. So we can go with bishop b4 or bishop b7 here. And I play the King's Indian. I should really play the Grunfeld. I haven't played the Grunfeld much since my A-player days. C3 Sicilian. Edward Formanek against me from like 1991 or so. Monkey pushing wood with knight c6. That's an unusual move. Nefedov. Alright. All right, we got. It's not that hot, but I like the towel. It's just like, it's really nice to hold on to when I get stressed. So Peyote closes it up. I guess we'll just transpose to a type of King's Indian there. Bob, you guys should check out my YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube, because they are my YouTube channel. By the way, knight f6, not a bad move. I mean, it's not really a standard move. I wonder if I can play knight c3 here. e5, is that a real gambit? If I do knight c3, is e5 a real gambit? Takes, probably interesting. The Gingy Indian against Justice of Dictator. I was just looking at this. One opening I like. Unicorns is playing the Najdorf. Wonderful. I'm so up on my Najdorf theory. I'm a kitty with the King's Indian. How about a reverse symmetrical King's Indian? A3 from Mamaduk with the Onishuk style. This is my game against Onishuk, the strongest player I ever beat. I played the hippopotamus, my famous U.S. Open win. So now against bishop f5, I wonder if I should play d4 here. Kind of like, why not? Because if you take, I hit your bishop on f5. You like the Gingy Indian? It's risky. I mean, I deserves more viewers. The marathon's going on. We have 50 viewers right now. That's fine. I deserve more subscribers. Guys, check out my YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. Please subscribe over there. It's free. If it's free, it's for me. That's what someone said who stabbed me in the back. One of his favorite sayings. E takes d5. All right, let's play queen takes. I know this line a little better. King's Indian. Bishop e2. Okay, the b3. It's kind of like another one of. I can play like Mamaduk, you know, the reversed Mamaduk game. Knight f6, d5, a6. Nakamura is currently streaming. Well, that's good. We've got some serious competition there. But he's not playing a simul, is he? All right, c takes d4, transposing to the, what's it called? The checkover variation. I can never remember that name at will. Checkover. It's just not one of the things that rolls off your tongue. The Tory attack, yes, my favorite. Pilot 100 has played a lot of my simuls. I can go d5 right away here. I mean, I wonder why not? Why is that not a good move? I'll probably find out. h4. Classic Caro-Kann. Mr. Williams, they should stop right there. Just look at the games played in the stream, including simul. You get my Prime sub. I think I'll learn a lot from watching you. Haha, nobody should play like Mamaduk. You got some serious players on your side there, Mamaduk. A3 is a very high level move. I was lucky against Onishuk. It was a wild game and it was a funny game. I like hung a rook. He hung a rook. He was down, or he lost a rook, and then I hung it back, and I won a queen ending like a pawn up. It was really bizarre. That was years ago. But it's not every day you beat like a 2600 player. Alright, internet chess, we have the same game every time. Internet chess really, I get a little bit bored of that setup you play. I have to say, man. You need to play something else. Peyote. I think it's easier to say ananas. I like that better. Alright, I don't know what to set up to choose against that formation. I'm a kitty. Play c4 here. No, we're going to play classical King's Indian attack. You had 3 draws in quads. Oh my god. I hope it was like a master quad. You're playing like me if you had like 3 draws. I mean, I'm Mr. Draw lately. I play 9-round tournaments and have 8 draws. Standard result. Just make me play black next time, so Twitch. Yeah, you're always white, right? Twitch Internet Chess? Alright. So, we just put our bishops on the long diagonal and take things. I think I've got to speed it up a little bit here. I played f5. Queen a5 is probably a standard move. Vatra played the Dutch. Love the Dutch. Bob is supposed to play bishop takes f2. He did not. Bob, check out my YouTube videos. I've got a couple videos on that line. White did not play h5 in that Caro-Kann game, which is interesting. Okay, here we are against Parmenides, and this is a standard kind of opening. Yellow Dragoon making me play the King's Indian. It's up at the towel. It's a comfort thing. It's actually kind of humid here, but I don't really need it. But I just Quang Liam 2700. He would just bring it to the board and set it there. Can you see me? You see me? He would like take it, kind of flatten it out, and set it down on the table. And then it has like multiple purposes. Like if you have hand sweating issues, you've got the towel right there. If you have problems like your elbows, you know, you get like carpal tunnel elbows or whatever, you can like you can use it like one of those like pads. Highly recommended by high level players. No, but in all seriousness, it's just a comfort. It's a security blanket for me. All right, Unicorns is seriously threatening to take my pawn. Can you just do that? Because I'm not happy about that. I mean, I gotta believe I have some tactics if you try to take that pawn, Unicorns. I mean, help yourself. I mean, you may be able to take it. I lost a game to Farkas Tibor 2 years ago where I falsely sacrificed my pawn on e4, but I gotta believe that it's dangerous for black to take that pawn. You gotta believe. Monkey pushing wood. Transposing to the main line, Caro-Kann there. Mr. Para Ode, I can't really execute knight c5 here just yet. Guess we should just try to punch through with f5 while we can. Classical King's Indian. Yeah, in the case where your opponent eats salad at the board, salad's not so bad. I really don't mind the salad, to be honest with you guys. What am I doing here? Alright, knight c3. This is weird. Knight d7, usually knight c6. So should I play knight c3, and if black takes on c4, what do I do there? I think I'll just take here. We always get the same game against internet chess, but I don't know what else to do. I can't avoid it. Justice of Dictator. I like queen b3. Eper Yeshi Laszlo. But queen c2 is okay. Dr. Eper Yeshi Laszlo. International Master and Pimp. Castles. Bishop b7. Alright. Well, I need to develop my pieces. Knight bd2. Knight fd2 here. Kind of makes sense to me. What am I going to take with the queen? That actually gets kind of weird. So what else would I do? Queen c2. Then my queen gets attacked? Oh man, I don't know. Knight d4. Gotta get rid of this guy. I don't know how else to get rid of him. Alright. Ananas. Ananas is all set to meet me. Meet me at the gate. Should I bring my knight to the center with knight c5 or just forget about the whole thing? If he plays b4, I'm just getting sent back. Humiliated. I really don't know what to do. At a loss. Knight c5, b4, knight d7. I feel like I've just wasted oodles of time. I guess this setup just isn't very good for black. I like Periode's position too. I like his position too, I have to admit. Alright, let's just play f5 and go with it. I mean, it's a theoretically correct pawn break. Mama duck. No, that's Soltigo. Similar position. Okay. I have played once black in such a position. I think I played like queen b3, queen c8 with the black bits, as they say. Maybe the classical response here is bishop d3. And now for our next move, take with the knight or take with the queen. It is a bit awkward to take with the knight. It's a bit awkward to take with the queen. Both are awkward. Okay, bishop takes d4. We're taking forever, John Capone, to get to a kind of standard position, but queen d3, more often seen as bishop takes c6. Nothing wrong with queen d3, I guess. Unicorns just preparing to bring everything down on me. We go with like the full psychopathic attack here, f5. Or should I wait a minute? f5, e5, knight e6. Just totally berserk, like unsound. Maybe not. Okay, so there is queen e2, I suppose. f5, f5, e5, knight f3, then what? Now that's the question. And I feel like f5, e5, knight f3, and then what? If I can't get in like knight e6, some kind of berserko sacrifice. f5, e5, knight f3, and he just goes h6 or something. And then I feel stupid. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that. Looks kind of dumb. So what else can I do with this nice flexible position for black? He's starting to win a pawn here. He's just going to pile up. Queen e2 maybe. Is queen e2 really a good move? Looks a bit weird. All right. Chess Quack, I'm not calculating anything, don't worry. You're just like me. Do you know the way the rating of cutoff for this tourney 2400 is? So there's no cutoff for the Blitz games? Yeah, I will have a cutoff for Blitz games. I'm not going to play people who are like 2600. Actually, that's not true. Yeah, I mean, for the Blitz games, no, really. No cutoff. Nah. Just for the simul. So don't worry, Yellow Dragoon. If you get over 2600, I'll still play you. No worries, man. Okay, classical King's Indian attack. Something's a bit weird about playing e6 and g6 in tandem. But I'm wasting a little bit too much time here. I spent a lot of time thinking about my game with Chess Quack. Really like g6 from Chimichanga. It's a good setup. f4 pawn sacrifices, please work. No, I don't want to let him take on c5. That's what happened to the guy from China. Jesus. Maybe we could take on e4 here. I hate my position. Not just a little bit, like a lot. It doesn't really make sense. Alright, we're back on f6. Bob Sakamoto could play queen e7 with knight f3 mate, you know, or whatever, win my queen threats, but he's actually threatening to win a pawn here. Some sneaky tricks with what, like c5 or something. Okay. Fabe. Allowing bishop takes f5. That's weird. I can take on f5. I should check on a4 first. Then knight c6, then I take on f5. Hopefully I win a piece here. I hope this works. Main line c3 Sicilian. We got to get our bishop out here. What would Botvinnik do? Oh man, I don't know. e4. Yeah. I think, I don't know, e4, f4. Take. e4, f4 is the problem. He gets in f4. Yeah. Alright guys. I'm trying to play as fast as I can. a5, interesting there. We'll go with this. For lack of a better idea. Justice of Dictator. I was just looking at some games in this line. I hope that helps me. Mama Duck. Got the classic hippo going on with Mama Duck. Hippos are very... Some people call me the Vizilo. This is water horse in Hungarian, and the hippopotamus is an animal that is very indicative of my playing style. Very powerful, hard to kill. Let's see, e5, knight d7, knight f1. Kind of like that. How many total players? We've got 20, I believe. Ananas, move too fast. There are no chess females. Sausage fest everywhere. Well, I mean, there are always these claims about, you know, percentage of women who play the game. You know, I mean, I think they're always a little bit on the optimistic side. I find that most statistics are kind of like exaggerated in saying that more women play than actually play. Alright, my rook. My queen is misplaced here. e4 is met by f4. That's something we don't want to have happen. f4 is not so bad if I can put a piece on e4, but I don't really like it if I can't put a piece on e4. Though I need a plan in this position. Trading queens, not considered dangerous for black in that particular position. Main line c3 Sicilian with Rybka. So here I'm hoping to win a piece. I hope it's not a prepared sacrifice or something. Against Chimichanga, that might be book. Pawn takes pawn, wins a pawn against pure trap. And now we need a place for the queen with Bob. I think d2 looks good. I don't want my queen like out of position. I don't want my queen to be out of position. That's what I'm trying to say. Llaneros, so in this is now like a mainline kind of exchange variation. I think I can play c6 with impunity. h6 might be a little problematic. h6 might be okay too. Alright guys, so Petrosian says knight f1. We got to get the bishop to f4 probably there. I'm hoping to win a piece here, but I'm a little bit scared that I'm falling some kind of deep trap. And Perotti was like, oh shit, I made a mistake. I hope he did, but I'm not convinced. Like if it's knight g4 he's worried about, I mean, he may have to move his bishop again. I'm not sure how bad that is in reality. That's the weird thing about this. But maybe we'll give it a shot. Something might happen, something good might happen as a result of that. Parmenides took back with a c-pawn. This is very unambitious, but quite solid for white. So it's going to be hard for me to really do anything in this game. That's why sometimes you have to take care about making that exchange on d4. If your opponent wants a draw, you can create some serious problems for yourself. If you're black and you're trying to win, Pilot 100, Mama Duck, it's a hippo. How many simuls are you playing today? No, I just do one simul. It takes 2.5 hours, so... Okay, Yellow Dragon followed theory. C5 is one of the recommended game moves. I don't think I've actually played a tournament game in this position, but it is a position I've seen. Okay, now my knight could theoretically at least get in the game. So thinking about taking on f4, opening my bishop up. Is this a good idea? Alright, Llaneros, I think this is theory, you know, this exchange variation. Queen c8 from Chimcharchig. I just like saying chimichanga. Easier to remember. You know, it looks like I could win a pawn, sort of, but it's not overly that thrilling to me to play bishop takes c6, take on e5, take with a knight, and watch my e4 pawn disappear. Queen c8 is like he wants to sacrifice on h3 or something like that. It's pretty disturbing concept. I don't think I'm really all that down with. What else can we do? Try to develop a piece somehow. Knight d2, knight f1, knight a3, knight c4 is another idea, but kind of artificial as we get a little bit lower on time. Queen c8 getting off the file. So let's see, take, take, take. Actually, maybe we should go for it. Maybe we have to go for it with his king still in the center there. Soltigo, he's basically playing like a normal opening with black. Kind of like a tempo, like a reversed thing here. I don't know if d4 is good for me. d4, b4 kind of loses the initiative. If I play something solid like e6, it's not working, is it? Yeah. Alright, we'll play solid. John Capone. Any tactics? So Unicorns played g6. Wow, dude. Now that is seriously asking for it. f5. Now it almost works. I mean, I can't resist anymore. Alright. Can't resist. Can't resist has been called the C file. Not nice. Okay, so we've got an open bishop on g7. That's some progress. We've got a knight that can go to e5, so he's kind of in the game. Yeah, I think that Ananas kind of like lost a chunk of his advantage. If not all of his advantage, some of his advantage. Let's move on. Monkey pushing with the knight outside the hippopotamus. It's like a bird sitting on the back of the hippopotamus or something like that. Coming to get you. Mama Duck just played d5. Well, okay. Yeah, this is always a touchy situation. I mean, my normal default response is to probably close it up. Occasionally you can think about bishop takes c3 and then locking it up. We could allow the capture on e6 is sometimes not that bad for black too. But if I were to castle pawn takes pawn, knight d4, or knight to g5, it's problematic as to how to protect the e6 pawn. So it's kind of a tough call. I don't like taking on d5. Bishop takes c3. Maybe that's the principled move. But it's certainly not without risk. Alright, here. Rybka. We're in... Well, this is actually a decent position for black because his bishop's supposed to be on d3. Wrong position. Anyway, I like that e5 square. Alright. Now what? Parmenides. Chimichanga, I'm trying to take this pawn here. We've got the bishop pair against Bob. Really nice bishop pair. Against internet chess, I don't know what to do. Knight e4 maybe. That allows takes on d5. Not that that would be all that devastating, would it? Actually, I have a lot of options here. Okay, so we're going to go a5 against Nefedov. Try to play my preparation. The a5 attack. Little known to theory. Close it up Nimzo style. Alright. And then, yes. We go the full Esserman. I mean, Unicorns is going to get some threats down the G file, I guess. But it's not going to be that easy. Alright. Probably theory against Rybka. Wow. Periotti just gave up the Jolly Joker. How many beers did you drink today, man? I'm so happy to see that exchange. I can't even express it in words. Knight takes d5. Pawn. Man, this position's gonna be... It's gonna be a little hard to play for a win here, I gotta admit. I've got to admit. Trading pieces is something to consider. Not the most ambitious of approaches, but... b5. Now this I didn't see against Chimichanga. He took on e4 unprovoked. I have to admit I completely overlooked that possibility. But we do have knight d4, which threatens to win a piece. That looks particularly awkward for black. Okay, so I'm a kitty. It's getting kind of weird. Played, you know, the standard, or not so standard, d4. What's up with that move? Like, okay, you want to put a knight on d5 or something? Is that what you're saying? Alright. This is book. We take here. And speaking of book, right? Knight b3. Bob. I want to keep Bob's b5 break under surveillance. Whoops. So we managed to win a pawn against Pure Trap. Soltigo took with a knight. This is like a drawish move. Anybody with any real ambitious intentions is going to take with the pawn there. Queen d7, protecting his bishop, developing a piece. You got to admit that's a good move. Hard to argue. But no threats for black that I can see. So we're going to go about our business. Divyavatra, that's theory. And here, I guess there's a lot of moves I could play. Yeah, how am I going to deal with this if he takes on d5? Am I going to take with what? How am I going to recapture on d5? This is a big question. So maybe I should think about taking on d4 myself. Justice of Dictator went with the bishop h6. This will probably not be a bad piece in that case. Very well, sir. And now this is all book against Yellow Dragon, Dragoon, however you like. Still in theory there. It's been late years since I played that position though. Pilot 100. It's a good thing I've been studying some Botvinnik games lately. For either side here, probably useful. f4 is something to consider for white, I would think, before you have time to do it. You know, I'm really not liking that possibility of him going f4. But I also don't like this knight coming to c5. My queen is on the wrong square. Although f4 is pretty double-edged. Don't really know what to do here. What would Petrosian do? Good question. Play f4 myself. I don't know, man. So the knight b5, Teddy McHugh played this against me. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, now I should probably think about trading for the bishop. How can I do that, though? Something weird about this. e5, perhaps? Queen e7, monkey pushing wood. What are you doing? You're going to castle queenside? Okay. That's good for me. I mean, that's fine by me. Feel free to castle queenside. Pretty boring position here against Soltigo. Maybe I've played that a little too passively. Perioda giving up the bishop, the dark squared bishop. He's gonna be kicking my knight out soon. So I think this is whoops. Is it necessary to play? Not really necessary to play. Actually, a5. Marmaduke with bishop h6. Marmaduke is pretty serious about causing me some harm here. How about a little f6? Getting some dark square control. Pilot 100 played e4. I'm actually happy to see that. The tension was making me nervous in that position, so we should probably make some constructive moves here, but let's get the blockade enforced there. bf4. Should I play bishop f4? Maybe I have to play bishop f4. I mean, I can play queen e2. Actually, queen e2 doesn't actually say actually enough. Queen e2 doesn't actually defend the pawn. Okay. Speaking of defending stuff, let's actually threaten something. Neferov just ignored my move a5 and played c4, which is a very aggressive looking move, but certainly double-edged. What's up, guys? You better be behaving yourselves. You didn't realize it would take 2.5 hours. Makes sense in retrospect. You're in marathon mode. The Marmaduke said it won't end well. Just be careful with that bishop. Rybka may still be in book there. When I say book, I mean basically like established opening theory that's been played before. In case you're wondering. Divlyavatra played bishop e7. That looks like a very costly move in terms of time. Not typical there. And this unfortunately against Soltigo it's looking pretty lame for me. Now Chimichanga, he's not losing any pieces, I guess. Although we could be really greedy and try to trap his knight with like b4 here. I mean, it is sort of hard to see where it would go in the event of b4. There's also more direct methods. Let's go for it. I mean, we only live once. So the bishop from hell, basically, for me here. Why don't I just take on e4? We can up the ante first, like queen g5. Upping the proverbial ante on the dark squares. Ah, Bob has an idea, funnily. Now he wants to play b5. Bob, that's not cool, man. b5 is not nice. We can't be having any of that, dude. No time for that. And Pilot 100, you've got a nice square for your knight, and I've got a nice square for my knight. Isn't that cool? Alright. So Unicorns played a move I just didn't see. Ignoring my knight on e6. His close friend and relative. Now, it's very tempting to play knight to d5 here. You gotta admit, I'm talking like the guy from Ancient Aliens. Oh my god, I just realized. You have to say to yourself, there's this phrase that this guy from Ancient Aliens uses. You got to say to yourself, he says that over and over again, knight to d5. Ooh, this could get fun. Super fun. Does it do anything? You've got to ask yourself, does this move actually do anything? After pawn takes knight, pawn takes knight, knight takes knight, knight takes knight, pawn takes, I'm attacking nothing. Does that seem right? Bishop d5. It's also fantastically interesting. Just feels like it should be a good move. But the problem is, knight d5, pawn takes. Pawn takes. Oh my goodness. All these crazy ideas, but do they actually work? Knight d5, pawn takes, knight takes, knight takes, pawn takes. It's all a little bit hollow. With that mate on g2 coming in at the end. What if I played... Damn it, unicorns. You know what? This position needs more time. 23 subscribers. Yeah, let me calculate everything. I don't see knight d5 does anything. Well, I mean, it blocks his queen. It sticks a knight in his face, threatening knight c7. But wait a minute. Knight c6, take, knight takes d5. And then there's like knight takes d5, queen h5 check. Can't believe there's nothing for me there. His king just like calmly walks away. I mean, that's unbelievable. There's got to be something. Believe it. Rook d1. Rook d1 sort of defeats the purpose of this whole thing as well. Just defeats the purpose of the whole thing as well. What are we doing here? Knight to d5. It simply doesn't work. Is that what you're trying to tell me? How can it simply not work? Play it like a piece sacrifice? I don't care. I'm just playing it. It's got to work. What is Mama Duck doing? Come in. Come in, send a spider to the fly. Man, this position is just innocuous. Yeah, I've got nothing against Soltigo. A6, probably a useful move. No, this is all like theory, I guess. Not very exciting, but bishop c4 is some sort of threat here. So it's like I have to do a6 before that comes in. 98, right? Now like a5, f5, bishop e3. Guess I have to play this first. Castle's kingside or castle's queenside are both possible in these lines. And the h3. Alright, I wasted too much time on my chess quack game. It's always that pawn on c4 that's always falling in the Hergot. That's a good move. What about knight h5? You're gonna like steal a pawn if I do that or something? Rook c1. What was the last move here? h3. Oh man, I don't know what to do. Whatever. Okay, so he took the pawn. I'm gonna play f3. Win a piece, I hope. Whatever price. Bishop d7. Yeah, Rybka is playing like Rybka. Once again. Pretty standard position. Looks slightly better for white. Bishop a4 from John Capone. I don't like the look of this. I mean, this could go bad for me. I'm gonna trade pieces, but I think that he's okay there. I'm slightly disappointed by the way that went down. Wow, 95. Crazy active to play 95. I'm not actually threatening anything. Let's develop another piece. Mama Duck just sacked a piece. Mama Duck played too quick. Monkey pushing wood. These pieces look like they're subject to change. It sounds like a credit card policy. Technical details subject to change. Playing like Victor Korchnoi here. Alright. Now, where to go with the knight? Knight g5 is awfully tempting, isn't it? It drops a piece. Yeah, that's good. That's tempting, alright. Not tempting enough. So where should I put the knight? Like on d2? It's passive. Okay, Mama Duck is coming with a knight g5, but it's too big a material deficit, I would imagine. I mean, she does get something. I'm gonna sign her up for the next like Grandmaster tournament if this works for white. I mean, a little over the top. It is a little scary though, I admit. Okay, strange sounds in the background somewhere. Pawn takes pawn, knight takes pawn. I guess we'll just play this. Yeah, Periode is really, really asking for trouble here. H5. I am weakening my king side, but it looks good. Okay, Bob has defended the d6 pawn as our time ticks down. But he doesn't really have any counterplay. I mean, if I just shut him down here with a4, we can deal with it. Knight takes, Tactic Town. Welcome to Tactic Town. Knight takes pawn, rook takes pawn, bishop takes bishop. That should be good for me. The b2 pawn is hanging. What would Tigran do? Just simply play rook b1, I guess. Okay, guys. Now I have bishop takes a4. I feel like I've been here before. Deja vu. Deja vu station. Definitely had a game like this against somebody. Borky Prodojevic, probably. The Borkster. We had a draw. Nimzovich. Should I... Yeah. Give up this pawn? I don't know. Probably I have to give up my center there. Play like Nimzovich. Try to play like Nimzovich. Okay, bishop e8. Heading for a new diagonal. Watch your f5 pawn. Is bishop h3 even? Does it even work? Yeah, this guy is playing like the real Rybka. Don't like his name at all. Slightly unpleasant scenario for me. We can't trade any pieces. Knight takes now. Maybe knight takes in b5. Know what else to suggest, basically. Okay, Yellow Dragoon just gone with the kingside expansion. Do we win a piece here? Or is it all just a dream? Mama Duck. Mama Duck went crazy with bishop g4 and donated. Okay, we won a pawn here. And now what? A b4, 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 gaining space. That makes sense. He's got secured Let's play h6. I don't really like weakening my king side, but I want to take control of what's going on there. Now Bob with bishop d7. Bobby. What's up, guys? Mama Duck, yeah. Mama Duck blundered. Mama Duck is a dude. Alright, Mama Duck. You may be a dude. You're still the Mama Duck to me. Bishop takes c5. So Yellow Dragoon just coming with the g5. And I mean, I'm prepared for g5. I'm just going to rip it off, basically. So should I play like knight to b5 at some point? I wonder. Should I just sack a piece straight away? Is this sound? Or a5 probably doesn't hurt. Interesting, he doesn't have to play b6. Maybe this is worth throwing in there. I don't know. I'm a kitty now, quadruple attacking the e5 pawn. 1, 2, 3 defenders. 1, 2, 3, 4 attackers. Let's keep it protected. b4. Yeah, this position. Now I probably have to take against Soltigo. I forced Pilot to trade pieces there. How's my F rook doing? Not really doing anything. Queen check. Mama Duck has scared me. He scared me with this unexpected check. Okay, now rook g8 naturally from unicorns. Naturally. When all hell is breaking loose. I have a check on c7. That's not too crazy. It's not too random or anything around here. I mean, g3. It's all fine and good. Someone loses the proverbial eye. Which check should I play? Knight c7 check. This is just too mind-boggling. Alright, I'm confused, man. I'm not going to waste any more time in that game. It's just pissing me off. So yeah, we're out of here, dude. I'm so out of here. Alright. What's up? We win a pawn. Kind of glad that queen is on c8 now. And the time is ticking away. Okay, we're going to trade some pieces. h5 has been called. I'm regretting stuff. Yes. Knight takes e4. I half expected bishop takes e4 there. Alright, so we're in the full Petrosian mode now. Knight h2, h5. So we go back the other way. Maybe a4. Does that seem like a good idea? Not really. Oh, goodness. Alright. What was my plan here? Again? I had some crazy plan. What is going on? Bishop d2. Is this my serious? Is this my serious move here? Is this what's happening? Oh my god. Alright. h5. Bishop takes e7. The least exciting game of the day. Knight e5 is coming, and you're not gonna do that to me. Soltigo, master of simuls. And now it's time to hopefully like simplify or something. Getting confused. I thought I was playing like Nimzovich here, but his bishops are looking pretty good. We need to speed it up a bit, I'm afraid. I'm happy the pilot traded because my king safety after h5 was somewhat in question. I'm actually happy that Yellow Dragoon played at b6 because this the lateral rook stuff is actually quite disturbing in some lines. On the other hand, he's making it harder for me to sacrifice the piece I want to sacrifice here. Next plan. Oh, goody. Okay, so he's blocked his rook, but he stopped the piece sacrifices. Very well. We just have to make progress anyway. We sack a piece anyway. Just gotta do it. Knight takes d6. No. a5 and knight takes d6. What are we doing? Knight d2. Trying to like trap my queen or something? There is a4. Maybe I should preempt him. Bishop a4. Queen a4. Alright, Mama Duck now not trading queens. Alright guys, the main enemy here is time. Time is my enemy. Here we're a little bit behind in development. We are up a piece, but Chimichanga has some compensation that I definitely can't deny. Okay. Let's play sensibly, like develop. Got a massive center in this position. Bob is hanging on. F4, F5 is going to overextend a little bit. Okay, we need to speed it up, kids. My bishop is misplaced. Okay, we're basically playing blitz now. Whoa, bishop takes e4, h4. Can't say I saw that coming. Rook c7 was not what I expected. We're in good shape here. He took with the king. Guys, I hope you're behaving yourselves in the stream there. Our moderator, Plucro, is out for the day. Maybe the rest of the year. a4. Oh, forgot about that. There's no rook b8 here. That's nice. Very well. Okay, so we take here, and we are up a piece. Try to keep it simple whenever possible. Pure Trap, Soltigo, Saltines. Why did that come in my mind now? Alright. Yeah, here we are up nice amount of material. 2 knights. Queen b3. This should be winning for me somehow. How? is the question. Okay, he played rook he1. That is a scary move. We're not happy to see that. That is not welcome. There's this very typical idea here for white now. We need the f8 square. Oh, man. Maybe too late. Rook takes. We need a hiding square. Okay. Doubling. Bob, where's my time going? Alright guys, we're in blitz mode. We're going to lose some games, I guess. But we're going to do the best we can to blitz you guys. And I recommend you don't play too fast yourselves. So it's up here. Knight f3 is a good square. He takes, and we've got the proverbial queen h4. Feels like there should be a win for black in this position. Like black should be white should be overloaded somehow. Okay, queen b3, good move upper Yeshi, but it is late. Bishop f8. Beryeshi doctor. Sex doctor. Bishop f8. I don't know. Knight d6, is it worth the risk? Let's just play h5 now. Start attacking on the king side. h5. Here. e5. Bishop g5. We've got such a good game. Alright, I'm going to try to play a little bit quicker. There's no put away against Pere Ode. I'm afraid I might end up like losing because I'm trying too hard to like win by force in this position. And the reality of the situation is probably I should just be careful. Kind of grind like a slight advantage in that one. Pilot 100, you'd offer to draw. I think that's fair. Alright, man. Draw it is. Draw against Pilot 100, our first result. He might... No, he's not better there. I think it's an equal position. But I was getting into some time pressure. I am getting into some time pressure. Now what? The queen. The queen needs a place to go. I'm not really sure what to do against Soltigo, who's playing, as he said earlier, he's playing like God again. I can't accept a draw here. I am up a piece. Alright, that one I can't do. Nice try though. And that pawn is attacked. Queen d3. Rook a1 is not really an issue. b4 is interesting. Very double-edged. Another check. Always check it might be mate. That's what some really famous blitz hustlers told me. That's what they said anyway. Rook here. Okay, against Chess Quack, it's just ridiculous. Like, what is going on around here? Bishop b5. The proverbial Nimzovich move. Knight b4. Love this position. Okay. Very good, sir. Now knight to d5 is unnecessary. He's got how many pieces attacking? e4 now. A lot. Basically everything. That's pretty irritating. Still don't want to play knight d5. I guess it's good though. I mean, it's not bad for me. We could do it. And then what's up here? Okay, position. Position of positions. This one's pretty balanced as well. Well, I did not expect this or see this. It may be like I didn't calculate far enough. Mama Duck. Can I castle? Actually, not a good move here. We should definitely interpolate like A5 or something first. I'm not even sure that's a good move. We'll try. What happened? Rook EC1. Right, okay. That's what I thought you said. Okay, we are winning there. We had another draw for, but I'm up a piece here. I'm not. You guys are funny. Everybody's offering draws now. I took a draw against Pilot 100. That's one game. It doesn't mean I'm going to take a draw in every game. That was truly an equal position. All right, now Yellow Dragoon is going nuts with G4. I mean, first of all, this rook is, you know, whatever. If his bishop's on A6, it can't checkmate me on the king side. So somehow I thought Unicorns had something else, but he played King E8. Although that might well be a good move too. Wasn't what I was like expecting. I have no idea what the material balance is. I think that black's probably gonna win something. C4. He's gonna have like 2 pieces for a rook and pawn, something to that effect. So this was a pretty devious concept, leaving me with nothing to show for my hard work. Let's try something. F5. Did expect that. Good ending here for black, I guess. But I don't really want to trade queens. That's the problem. So let's try something else. Not sure if this is good or not. Bishop takes A6, right. Now, what's the material? Who cares? This is a win. You guys, some of you guys are playing a little bit too fast, probably. You have 20 minutes, you should be taking more time right about now. I mean, D5. Right, Bob hung tough there. What happened? G3. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have allowed that, but I mean, what's really going on here? He's leaving a bishop on prise. What is going on with this? It's a crazy situation. I mean, I may very well get checkmated there if I'm not careful. Maybe like knight takes A6. My knight gets trapped on A6. It's pretty crazy. Okay, I have no idea. Not enough time to calculate. Nefedov played knight E5. I was scared of rook takes E6, of course. Type of stuff. I'm just going to keep this closed. And John Capone looks like he blundered. This is some sort of calculated sacrifice. Up a piece here. Okay, I'm totally confused by this position. Looks like black's going to have a strong attack, but we're going to have to live with it. Queen b6, good try. Divyavatra. I want to thank you guys who are subscribers for playing. My knight on g3 is having some serious issues doing anything. He's also got that move. Okay. So what happened now? Against Rybka, we end up with a better structure. My knight's hanging, so I have to take with a knight. Bob is hung in well, and now he's got massive pressure on my e4 pawn. So I guess we have to protect it. There are lots of tactics for black. Okay, unicorns took on c4. He's basically going to take like a free piece on d5 or c7 or both. But he can only take one at a time, so I guess that's what's up there. Queen takes. Does that make sense? Okay, you are attacking my bishop. No idea what's going on. Oh, this annoying move. Oh my god, that is so irritating. I'm going to have to give up the exchange now and win with 2 pieces for a rook. Divyavatra, should I play this move or not? Let's play this first. Man, he's defending like a genius. Damn. Alright, we're getting a little bit too low on time now. So, that is a problem. No more time for perfection. We just have to move fast. Not that there was any perfection, but our approximation of such. Knight takes e5. Rook takes e5. Yeah. Rook takes rook. Getting a little bit low on the clock here, but I'm still winning against pure trap. Guys, f4 is worth examining. F4 knight takes. I also have knight e6, grabbing his rook. There's bishop e3 check. That's pretty nasty, actually. Probably I don't want to allow that. Not much to be done about it, really. What is the material here? G3. Oh man. That's not difficult. My opponent offered me a draw here. I have to go for a win. There's a check on B1. This guy, Chimchar Chig, 1300 in Blitz. Oh goodness, this is not that easy. Okay, let's try to trade some pieces there against John Capone. Queen takes, knight. I'm getting owned here. Maybe we have some sort of trick. I don't know. Dark squares. Wow, the massive center just out of control. Probably equal position here. Okay, this has to be a win. first get the queen out of there. Establish an outpost. Queen d7. Threatening my king's area. Fortunately, rook f7. Rook f2. He's dropping that a6 guy. Bob is playing like Juan possessed. Here comes the g5. Try to blockade. Man, Dilivatra really playing well. Knight e5 perhaps I can play. And can I survive this position? I've got rook for 2 knights. That's not good. Not what I had in mind going into this game. He's probably got some nasty threats here. The other rook. Other brother Daryl. Alright, unicorns, you're probably going to beat me. I got a little carried away. Rook exchange. Yeah, this position now should really be dangerous for black. But not so easy. Now bishop c8. Want to cut off? Want to cut off his queen. There, I don't care if I lose the exchange or something. Bishop a6. Oh, that's a trick. I see. So, queen d5 is necessary. Okay. Well, we are a little bit short on the clock. What to do? What to do? This position is basically equal. What happened? Rook e6. He's going to bring more forces to come and get me. Horses. Forces. d6. Going for it. What now? Alright. We're just going to play on intuition there. Bishop a4. We have knight takes d5 now. Snapping the pawn. Talking like the Swedish chef now. Threatening my pawn there. Is not welcome. Okay, this move was completely overlooked. The evil knight c5. It's obviously not on the radar. I'm afraid this is like hopeless for me. God. Alright, what if I just take? I have no idea what to do. I'm just totally busted there. Trying to trade rooks into a knight endgame, pawn up. That's usually a good policy. We're going for the Nimzovich type of thing here. f4. Bob played a tactic. I don't see how that works. We're taking with the pawn, but his bishops are coming to life. But he's getting his knight in an awkward spot. Maybe b4 first. Is that even a good move? Okay, Monkey is in his usual time pressure. I'm like, this is virtual checkmate. If there's ever been virtual checkmate, that's it, man. What is going on? I'm scared. the Viavatra playing like really well. Right? He's 2 pieces sacrificed there. Closing it up, though, I'm actually happy to see that in the Parmenides game. Managed to win a pawn in the Gingy Indian. Okay, so do we have anything here? Do we actually have anything? I mean, we have to be at least okay in this position. Right? I was scared of sacrifices against Nefedov. I still am. Why do I never have anything here? Oh, I've got a castle king side. What else to do? Man, this guy is really not giving up. Pure trap with 22 minutes. And embarrassingly, I just walked into a fork. Well, anyway, I was lost. Okay, good game. Unicorns. Nice game, man. I just got crushed. A little bit too frisky. Frisky. Bishop A6. Good job, Unicorns. Well done. Easy win. Easy win for Unicorns. Didn't even have to calculate. Uh-oh. Speaking of not having to calculate, I walked into the danger zone here. It looks like my queen is nearly trapped. But I do have king c7. Or king b8. Alright, knight endgames are good for me. Pawn up. We should have serious attacking chances here. But monkey pushing wood is a pretty tricky guy. Oh man. Alright, what's up? He's got knight g5. Something like that. Well, I'm pretty well protected. Got to admit. He moved backward. How do I make progress in this game? I don't know. Okay, rook takes. Finally going to take Chimichanga out. And then we play for mate here. Goodness. But it's not so easy to do. Oh man, this is really irritating. Seriously? No mates, no nothing. I'm just gonna have to retreat. We played a6. Now we've got the c file, and that should at least give us something to work on. Possible sacrifice on e5. Alright. I'm going to offer a draw here against Soltigo. That's like totally symmetric. Oh, I'm just getting my queen trap? No. Okay, not yet. Shortly. Shortly, our queen will be trapped there. Chimichanga ran out of pieces to attack me with now. Knight back to f6. Great. This position should really be good for me somehow. Let's move this bishop back, and we'll just step away for a moment from the chalupa and see what we can do. Okay, what happens now? Bishop takes a6. Knight takes a6. Rook takes a6. It's all good. Knight takes d7. We're winning. And now he's threatening some nasty stuff. So got to go rook b8. Is that good enough? Yes. Should be good enough. Okay, knight c6 now. He's going to stop me. We got to keep him busy, so a little bit of f5. Alright, against Chimichanga, we are winning, but it's still not over. Knight e5, knight g5. I don't see how that works. Material is overrated, right? B4, C3, knight E4, queen F3, queen F3. Man, I need some play here. Am I missing something? He's gonna just take my pawn. Okay, guys. This endgame. I mean, he's got two pieces down. I mean, it's over. Okay, those two are over. If I can end a few games, it's gonna go a long way to helping me convert my winning positions. King's sort of centralization, pretty fundamental. Now, man, that knight looks crazy on A5. There's nothing I can do about it, apparently. Finally, we have an outpost, possibly there. Okay, let's finish these games where we're clearly better. And Senor Nefedov is trying to hurt me with possible sacrifices and other fun things. So we ought to be a little bit wary here. Not sure taking on H5 is a good idea. Knight F6. Yes, alright. Thank you, Soltigo. Second draw. We got his valuable white squared bishop against monkey. We're winning this. Giving up a couple draws. Time is... no outpost on D4. But I think we're making progress. Very slowly here. Although that move may actually be a mistake. Let's just play flexibly. Thank you for the boring game, man. Did I just do knight F6? Alright, so I just committed complete suicide against Nefedov. I thought this was protected by a piece somehow. I guess I could just resign now. Maybe we'll play a few more moves for your entertainment. Sorry, Soltigo, but I call it like it is, man. It wasn't just your fault. We both played boring chess. I fully take 50% of the responsibility for the above boring game. All right, we're gonna break through. That was a mutual effort, man. So we are basically lost against Nefedov and trying for some sort of miraculous survival. Here, F4 is not going to work. So you ought to just, I think, F4 actually, F3, Queen F5 might be good for me. Yeah, we're going to snap this pawn. We got a 3-on-2 majority on the king side. I hope my bishop and knight endgame technique is good. What would Wesley So do? Bishop. Not doing much on B7 there. We've got to take... Ooh, this is not what I was really expecting. Nimzovich, I was talking about. Right. Okay. It's going to be sharp, possibly. But I think the monkey pushing wood is... He's in serious danger here. Maybe I should just sacrifice something. Not necessary. Soltigo, yeah, I won't, you know, sugarcoat it. I mean, when we both play too boringly, I'll fully admit it. Of course, if you were a subscriber, I would lie and say that, you know, you played a really exciting game. No, just kidding. Arsenal fan Richie, good to see you, man. I didn't even take a look at the stream. But if you force me to play a boring game, that's a testament to your strength. Because I normally try to play aggressively. And it could be the case that I feared the worst there. All right, we're gonna win. We're gonna win with a passed pawn there. Knight h7 from I'm a Kitty is looking like a really passive move. So I don't know if they had anything better. But here now, we could just queen, but that feels like most likely an error. We should try to stop him from even sacrificing his rook there. Bishop takes e5, rook takes e5. Totally winning. Okay, queen d4 now. It's getting ugly. We tried to be Nimzovich style, but we ended up with a bad knight against bad bishop that was good. Nefedov is going to take me out. No, this is Divyatra. I get them confused sometimes. I don't know why. They're completely different players. Equally weird names to me. But oh god, this is ugly. I'm not even down any material, but I can't defend the two weaknesses. So which one do we give up? Give up the I guess we give up that pawn on d3. How do we get to the dark squares from here? Can you show me where the dark squares are? Bishop g5. Pawn is a pawn, but it is a doubled pawn. So against pawn pure trap, I want to say pawn trap. Check. Okay, ousting my knight from the f4 outpost. Don't want to trade it really for the bishop, the bad bishop. So we're gonna have to maneuver. And I'm not sure white is really in trouble there necessarily. This has got to be bad for black. Okay, we're just a hint better against Rubka. But what do I have really? Got to watch my own back rank. 5 minutes, f3. So this is what I expected, like queen f5. But I thought I'm actually going to have queen g5 there with serious threats. Queen. Okay, so now he played this move. And I guess he's got b5 coming. We can force his hand on the other side, though. On the dark squares, I'm a Kitty playing a little too passively. I didn't see that move, like t8 actually. So not really passively. Shouldn't say that. Okay. That rook, the marauding rook. What am I going to do with him? Rook f2. Please tell me you're not threatening any sort of mates. And then here we're just in desperate trouble. Queen takes h5 is suicide. Down the exchange for basically nothing there. How can I put monkey pushing wood away here? The old rook sacrifice. Okie dokie. King f1 evading the threat. And now I want to be careful about like f5 e5. Black could, or rather white could have some serious kind of counterplay if I do that. he doesn't have any threats per se. All right, no time here. I don't know. This endgame might be equal. Uh-oh, queen b6. My knight is very awkwardly placed. Knight b4. Alright, the king is on the run. He's on the run. Right, we undouble the pawns. Prove the king position. I mean, I might actually need that square for my knight. So I don't think I'm even better here. I was thinking I was better, but I think it was a fantasy. You know, it's probably equal. Actually got checkmate coming up on a couple of boards. And oh, pin it and win it. So what happened, you finally won a pawn, and if I move my knight I have problems. But I can play g3, I get h3 here. There's also rook c1, h3. I hope that holds on. So Nefedov is down to a terrible time situation. Goodness. He's threatening that pawn though. Well, that pawn's fine. I can play f5. Well, famous last words. Maybe that's not the best defense. You guys are getting in time pressure too. Pure Trap didn't use all his time. This feels like a game that should end in like a Zugzwang, more or less. We can create a passed pawn. I'm a kitty's getting mated. And now our king can't go to f8 because of the... It looks dangerous to go to f8 because of queen h7. Not sure if it's fatal or not. Certainly doesn't look safe. Not that anything really looks safe here. So my knight on the bad square in this ending, not ideal. Nefedov with another double threat. Oh, man, I really can't afford to trade queens, but now it doesn't look like I can avoid it. Queen check rook f8. Queen check rook f8 is not going to cut it, so we're going to have to try to survive some kind of ending, which doesn't look good. Is that a stalemate? No stalemate, bro. Bishop mate in 2. Do I have a mate in 1? We have a mate in 1. Alright. Thank you. We did have the mate in 1. Here we are lost. Nefedov playing a really good game. But he still has a little bit of work to do. Queen e4. What is that about? I need to get in there really fast. Not sure what he's doing. How can I attack white here? It's very problematic. Rook c8 or something. Hate this move. Alright. a5. Threatening I don't know what. And checkmate. Thank you, I'm a kitty. John Capone now. We've got the outside passed pawn there. Oh no. Nefedov, I'm like completely blind. This is a disaster, man. God. Only a miracle would save me against Nefedov now. But we are slightly better. Slightly better here. Want to be careful with Rybka. He's very tough. Oh man, this pawn, this position is too passive. Mate. Had a lot of mates. Oh no, this is just getting worse and worse. All right. Resigns. Good game, Nefedov. I mean, Divlyavatra. I think you guys were next to each other. That's why I keep mixing up the names. That's 2 lost. 2 lost already. Queen G4. Nefedov, who was playing, he was playing next to somebody. What are you threatening? He's not threatening anything yet. So, the problem is, I'm not threatening anything either. Rybka avoiding the trade of queens. Like a true computer. No, the computers are just objective. I don't think it's necessarily objective for him to avoid the trade of queens here. Actually, he's probably better off trading queens and groveling for a draw there. Now this position is getting interesting. Yes. I'm having a little trouble breaking through in this one. And I'll be fatally in trouble if I don't defend myself. Okay. I'm probably going to go down there, man. That doesn't look like it's going to be. That's going to be a 3rd loss for today. Got the bishop. How about this knight recirculating? He's played knight a3 looking for a check on that square. Obviously that makes sense. That will give him some counterplay. Hopefully not enough. Alright, we do have a good square for our queen at least on d5. Should put up a little bit of resistance. Queen e5. Then the knight. My knight has been lost. Kind of lost. It's got a good square now. Rybka's a fighting player. Okay. We go into this ending now. I don't really think I can avoid it. We have to take this guy and now try to survive this endgame. Right. King g7. I guess I could play bishop g5 as well. So yes. I want to trade queens. Get our knight to a better place. Against Parmenides, I think that's a draw. Now what do I do? Knight h5, improving my knight position. To f4. Somebody improved their king position on me. f5 is possible. Probably necessary. I'm just falling apart here. Okay, it was good knowing you, but Nefedov is going to beat me, as well as Divlyavatra. All the subscribers are beating me. This is actually Nefedov's first win, but I couldn't protect my a3 pawn. I should have played, obviously I should have played b4 at some point there. Maybe I shouldn't give up hope, but this looks really grim. It might have been defensible at some point. Knight takes h6, pawn takes h6. I want to trade pieces with you, Rybka. I know how much you like to exchange pieces. 2100, and now knight f4. Now, what was my plan again? Oh, g4. That doesn't work. Knight f4, knight d5. No, knight f4, knight f3, knight e6, king g4, knight d4, king takes g5. That's bad for me. I have to play knight back and make progress a different way. Sometimes you just have to admit that you have to just keep okay, this is a draw. I mean, I don't know how long we're going to play that. No one's offered a draw. It's kind of an implied draw. Justice of Dictator in pretty serious time pressure. But he's hanging on. Yeah, now, I don't want to trade pawns in this position. But I want to make progress somehow. Maybe my king? This is so hopeless. Queen and knight combination. No. We're up a pawn here with the g4 break in the offing. Okay, there's immediate threats now. That's wonderful. Bishop d6. Have to play here. Be very careful not to lose against Rybka from this slightly better position. Maybe I should have taken the other way with the pawn there in that last one. King h6 or king f6. At least h6 threatens his pawn. We go with g4 or not to g4. To g4 or not to g4. Man. Better to play f5 somehow. We need to do something. Justice of Dictator, just hanging on. Yes, another great move. And now I have no defense. Queen b6. Queen e8. And I resign. Like, seriously? I have queen d6. Maybe that's my only move. Queen takes f8. Down so much material there. How do I make progress here? I need to... And he's going to play knight a4. He can't. Okay. I'm going to accept a draw here against Parmenides because he's a subscriber. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Please subscribe, though. Whoa, what happened? a6. No, it's an equal position. That was a fair result. I've got rook a1. Actually, Nefedov's having a little bit of trouble making progress in this ending. And then queen a8. Really awkward situation for me. I'm almost like losing from a better position. Really strange. Okay, now what did you do? King f3. And I'm still not making any progress. A pawn up in the knight ending. Okay, that is not acceptable. Not acceptable. King f7. Pawn takes pawn. Alright, knight c6. He's playing like Juan possessed again. But he declined draws earlier. Very lucky if I can draw this. Okay, king b3 and back. Rook takes. Got the upper hand against Justice of Dictator. No one accepts your draw offers. What? You have to click offer draw twice. Really? Usually, like, it leaves the screen when I do that, so I don't even have the option. I can't believe I'm having trouble making progress in a pure pawn up knight ending. I had g4 check there. Maybe I should go for that. I had g4 check. Maybe take the pawn with check and then go back to d6. That might be good enough in the other game. On Nefedov, I can win a pawn here. But it's not so easy. Let's see, bishop takes d4, pin me. It's not so easy. Got some technical problems. Maybe f4. Kind of a risky move. A knight there. Right, okay. I thought this was a mistake by John Capone. Can I make progress now? And now king f2. So we're looking at rook takes b6. That's not going to be good enough. I hope. No, he can't do that. We shouldn't really be blitzing people here. Guys, we have a blitz and classical stream tomorrow. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. What's this about? Take, king moves? Seriously? Oh my god. Does that work? Does that work? Take, king moves? Does that work? Are you serious? Down a pawn? King takes e5, g4, king f4, king h4, e5. Oh no. Take, king h6, king f5, king h5, king takes e5, g4. And I'm 3 squares from queening. This is going to be a very awkward ending. John Capone is also awful fast, too. Knight c4 now. Rybka, am I going to, like, blunder here? Or what's going to happen? Bishop d6 now? Wow. Unbelievable. Rybka is really Rybka. Okay. g4 has been played. I try to take this pawn now. King h6. I mean, king f6, king h5. King e6, king takes. That's not good. I have to play this. What happened? c4. Okay, that doesn't change too much. We've got f3. So we're just winning. Okay, that is under control now. We do have 3 losses at least. Yeah, I've got to play e5. Bishop d6. Funny how I never have a move in this game. I have knight b6, but it doesn't do anything, right? Or does it? Knight b6. He has any number of moves. Okay, what's going on? F3 was played. Am I suicidal? Is F5 like suicidal? It's the way it feels. Takes. It looks kind of suicidal. Alright. Here we go. Queen B8. Notice the technique. I mean, this is like unbelievable, dude. Knight E7 or something. A defense. Justice of dictator. Wait, is this a defense? It doesn't work. I was like, what? A4, yeah, that's kind of an eventuality. Against Nefedov. Kind of a subtle move, but it has its points. Knight B6 now. Just waiting for the next. Unbelievable move. Maybe knight back to D5. Alright. Winning a rook. Checking the king away. Guys, Blitz and Classical Chess Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This coming week, we're doing a subscriber stream on Thursday. I feel like I have to do F5. We win a rook. That should win it. Now what happened? King F4, right. So here, the thing is that I queen first, and then I check you and win your queen. Check you. Now what's up? Knight C4. Dude, seriously? It's like 1872 in Blitz. Torturing me like Ivanchuk. Alright, I'm going to go back to that position. Again. Netflix and gaming, dude, are you really hurt by that? Because that was not my intention. E5, you mentioned it last time as well. But I hope that we're not going to have that every time. G3, E6, G2, E7, G1. Because it's really not necessary, dude. I sincerely apologize. You're obviously very disturbed by that. I really hope that, you know, you're not going to mention that every time, dude. Bishop D6. Now what, knight C6? It's like playing God himself. Can I play knight F5, or does that lose? I can never unpin myself. Maybe king H7 at this point is actually possible. I'm terrified to play this move. So we make a queen first, and then we win his queen with a check and check, which is just barely. All right, this is like the most brutal, torturous position. I thought I was better, but apparently I'm not. Against Rybka. What happened? King e5. I'm just making a queen. Yes, dude, it is arrogant to offer a draw in a lost position. People, need to know that. So I hope I didn't hurt your feelings too badly. But that's generally considered like very bad etiquette. e5, trying to break free. Can I get away with that? Man, this is like playing God himself. I can never trade queens. I never ever have any threats. This move may barely hold on. Sacrificing the exchange, and white's probably gonna have a winning rook ending. Nice move, Nefedov. We really need to basically give it up here. I think I'm lost. 13 wins, 3 draws, 2 losses. This looks like I'm probably busted. One last chance, I guess. Doesn't look too promising. Gotta go for the pawn. I gotta go for the queen trade here. In the knight ending, I might have a chance to hold against Rybka 6. In the queen endgame, he doesn't like to trade queens either, so we can use that against him. In the queen ending, I might have a chance to draw, but he's played the last 20 moves like a really strong player. Most people would be content to draw with like a worse pawn structure, equal material, but he was grinding me like he was 2700. Pretty scary. You predicted 14 wins, 4 draws, 2 losses. It's plausible. Actually, where's the rest of the games? I only have like 2 games left. 13 wins, 3 draws, 2 losses. Yeah, I mean, the players tend to get into time pressure in this 30-30, whereas like normally when I do the 40-40, it's not so much the case. This looks problematic. He traded, yes. He traded, and he's gonna go for this. But he's not gonna get through because I'm gonna have knight c6. I mean e6 to blockade at d8. So he can't beat me directly. And my king is like 1, 2, 3 squares away. I think we just make it king g8, d6. Well, actually, no, we can just play king g8, king f7. We should be able to draw against Rybka, maybe even win. Another knight ending where he actually has a worse structure. f5. Hope I'm not asking for too much here. Man, he's got good technique. Also very fast. So objectively it should be a draw. King d6 isn't so good. This is better. I guess this is the proverbial Mexican standoff. I'm sure that it's possible for both sides to lose, though. Well, I did not expect that move, b5. What is going on? Did Nefedov rush too much? Oh, he's just winning. I'm such an idiot. What? Nefedov, you had rook d5 check and rook d6 check with the winning king and pawn endgame. This may be good for you too, but... Wow. Okay. At least you don't win like immediately. Is there some chance I can survive this? This looks brutal too. If I go after the pawn, c6 takes c7, that's it. So if I play king e5, he plays rook e4 check, king d5, rook takes f4. Now on the verge of being 2 pawns down. This looks bad. This looks really bad. If I go behind and take and check him, he'll put his rook. His rook is in like perfect position to block the checks. So I think he's winning here. This looks like this pawn is irrelevant. I can't get his pawn fast enough. I can't get my king across. My king is cut off. I think this is the only try. I don't know. Nothing else looks... I guess he's playing for a win here as well. Rybka plays for a win, even when he is supposed to be worse. But then again, what could he do? Is there any move for me here? We have to play this. We're going to be down 2 pawns in a moment. Could Rybka lose this ending? Yes. This pawn actually suddenly looks like it's falling. He may have some sort of tactical resource. And there's so few pawns left, he has good chances to draw because it's like 4 against 3. What happened? He took the pawn on b5. Okay, this might be a mistake. I expect him to take on f4. Then again, his rook is not really ideally placed in terms of where my king is at. He can't check my king, and my king is sometimes in an active position. So I have this with some kind of drawing chances. Rook c4 doesn't work, and rook b4 is met by rook c1. So suddenly he could have messed this up. Now Rybka is threatening f4 knight g4. But f4 knight g4, knight takes d5, knight takes h6, knight e3 check, king d3, knight takes g2, and king e4, king e6. That's a tricky 3 against 2. I'm not sure that's winning. I might be better off playing h5 first. h5 first, and then yeah, we'll try to finesse it. So I think I'm gonna hold here against Nefedov. Oh no, he probably has a trick. Let's see, rook check, rook b4, rook c1. Yeah, I spoke too soon. No, it's okay. It should be a draw. He could trade rooks, but then it's like a draw on king and pawn endgame. I should be able to hold this, because I'm taking that pawn with check, or king b6, rook takes c5, which should be a draw. But I'm very, very fortunate if I don't lose this. He was winning with rook takes f4, and I think he had an insta win like earlier, like 5 moves ago, with rook d6 check. So Nefedov had two opportunities to win. All right, the towel. I think the towel has served its purpose. Stress relief during the simul, it's especially useful. Guys, we're going to be streaming Monday, Wednesday, Friday with Blitz and Classical Chess here. Please subscribe to the channel. I don't think we had any new subscribers today. We got 75 viewers, which is awesome. Thank you guys just for viewing. Also, check out my YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. I upload all the streams there. Please support the stream with PayPal. You can make a small donation once a year, even $5 or $10. It'll help me, like, keep this instructional YouTube channel and my stream going. What's up, guys? We've got, what did we say? 21 games. I didn't have 21 games. Are you sure? Maybe there were? We could just check the score. No, I don't want to get confused here. All right. So now Rybka is, he's going to lose if he trades knights. So this is a very, very tricky ending. I'm not sure. I just almost had a heart attack. I was like, I didn't see that move. I should check his king first, probably. It doesn't matter. I think it's a draw either way. But I could actually technically check his king further out of position by giving check. Unless a4 is in position, which I don't think it is. So I think the check is probably most accurate. I could take on c6 right away. But this is going to force him either to the a file or b6, where I just take with check. He has to go to b7, so he's out of position. This is a draw. The other game is up in the air. Rybka was, he was clearly better the whole time, basically. But now I'm not really sure if I should play h4 and or not. I can create a passed pawn. Looks like a pretty ideal position. Knight f4, check. Then the thing is, how do I make progress? h4. With all these pawns on the same side, I mean, this is likely to be a draw with perfect play by both sides, I would think. That doesn't mean it's easy. Let's play h4. Try to fix the weakness there. I'm not sure if it's the right move or not. I mean, anyway. And now, I guess rook c3 is good enough. So knight f4. And I'm not sure if I can make progress here. I mean, I could also play e4, but then he plays g3. We don't want him to simplify. He might even have it here. Of course, that structure is pretty nasty. If he plays g3, his structure is pretty well shot. I don't want to let him out, let his king out. Let's blockade the pawn. It was tempting to put my rook behind his pawn, but we want to keep the white king cut off here. I'm very lucky. We got crushed by Chess Quack. I don't even know what happened against the other 2300. I think I was winning. He gave up early. High-rated player always lucky. Rybka usually falls apart in the end. Well, he hasn't played that many games. He's drawn 2 and lost 2. But he has another game against me from a previous account where he beat me. So I'm not sure that statement is really all that accurate. But I don't know, maybe in the last game. I don't recall. Maybe you're referring to the last game. Yeah, that was tough. He was better too in that game. Maybe at some point. But I don't know about this. And in order, how am I going to make progress? Very, very difficult to make progress. Maybe with my king the other way. I mean, it's hard to imagine this is a win with all the pawns on the same side. So it's a draw here against Nefedov. One more game left. He usually goes for a much better position and declines in the end game. He declined all right. He declined my draws, like, a lot. Knight there. I'm not sure h4 was a good move in reality, because I ended up fixing my own pawn. But I'm not going to give up. We're not going to give up just yet. Yes, sir, good game. No, good game until the end game. You had 2 chances to win, Nefera, but good game overall. Soltigo was hurt that I said that we played a boring game, but it was, you know. Alright, usually the games with Soltigo are very sharp, so I was kind of surprised, you know, that we had this really boring game. Once I had that against Shabalov, I basically like sucked the life out of the game. You don't expect that against a really sharp player. Alright. I feel like I'm getting a little too passive here, getting tired. He could have played f4 check in that position to simplify. Maybe he should have. Eventually I've got to try to make progress, so we're going to play for e4. It's the only thing I have left. This push and try to play with maybe the passed pawn. If I can push the pawn and create a passed pawn. I think taking with the knight, you know, where we just have like 3 against 2 would be really easy. Some combination of a passed pawn and improving my king position here might be my only hope. King f4. Let's try not to get sort of helpmated or something. It's not impossible to helpmate yourself. Last game, guys. This is over schedule. A great success against Shabalov. Well, yeah, because I was black. I'm always black against Shabalov for some reason. I was black against him like the first time I played him in a rapid game. I was black against him the second time I played him in an important game in the last round of a tournament when we were playing for first and I lost. I was black against him in another game that was a draw. I was black against him in this game where I sucked the life out of the game. So I played him like 4 times. I was black every single time. It's weird, you know, how certain players that happens. Now, knight f1. E4 is the plan, but the question is how to do it. I should first play knight d5 and then e4. What if he goes g3? Then he destroys his pawn structure. And I think that's good for me. So this is the best chance now. I still kind of doubt that I have enough here with just 4 pawns against 3, but we've got to give it the college try. You totally agree the game was boring. I was scared. Yeah, I was scared that, you know, if I made one error, you were going to pounce on me, Soltigo. I mean, whoever's black always, like, you know, can kind of accuse the guy who was white of playing for a draw. The Romanov accusation from Zalkarush still sticks in my craw. Romanov accused me of playing for a draw. It wasn't like that boring of a game. I mean, I don't know. It just seemed like he was bitter that he couldn't beat a lower rated IM. But whoever's black always has that kind of like, I can accuse you of playing for a draw because I was black, you know. Alright, so king there. I think it's time. We've got to make a move though. Should we play g5 first? Maybe. To give ourselves a bit more flexibility. Make sure we like helpmate ourselves. Take away that flight square. E4, pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn. You know, his knight is looking kind of dominated here. I mean, isn't this looking kind of dominated? I mean, nobody says he has to take. I think this could be pretty tricky for white. I mean, this is a passed pawn 3 squares from queening. My king is in a pretty ideal position. So, definitely not trivial. He also has to guard the g3 square because I can penetrate with my king there. Is he losing immediately? I think he's just losing immediately. Maybe not. G3, or sorry, E3 check, King E1. I guess that's his idea. Then Knight C3 is like Zugzwang? Almost. But he has Knight H2, King G3, Knight F1 check, King takes pawn. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Virtual Zugzwang. And I don't know. I mean, King G3. Trade the E-pawn for both the G and the H. It may still be a draw. I said that with a New York accent. I'm not from New York, but I am American. Nefedov, what? Soltigo, thanks. How did your game go? Soltigo, he played for a draw with white. We had a Centipon loss of 10. Basically the most flawless game of the day. So, here's the big question now. But I think we have to play King G3. And now he has Knight F3, but that wasn't what I was counting on. Knight F3 though. Maybe that would save him. Knight F3. King takes, Knight takes H4 is a draw. Knight F3, what do I do? It's pretty tricky. I can play like Knight D5 and then reposition. But I'm not sure that's good enough. Like Knight F3, Knight D5, King E2. So let's look after the game. I think Knight F3 might be a really good try. King takes. Is this forced? It is not forced for me to take. But if I don't take, I mean, I just don't see how I'm going to make progress here. Well, I could play Knight D5 again. Then we go to the same crap. Alright. Now we have two connected passed pawns. But it's a rook and knight pawn, which might give him some kind of stalemating chances. Doesn't feel like it should. Knight E4 check. It's kind of awkward. I have to play G5. Let's hope I don't get mated. I'm afraid of Rybka mating me. The other thing is he's also fast. GM Zhui Zhuang. Forcing thoughts on the Scandinavian defense. Looking for a solid defense as black. Yeah, solid wouldn't be my first, adjective. Where do I go to make progress here? Knight B5? Yeah, I guess so. The other options look pretty unimposing. Knight A4, even less impressive. Yeah, I have to play this. And what else can I do? Two connected pawns and knight against knight. I mean, if it wasn't the G and the H pawns, I would assume it would be an easy win, but I even have a pretty good king position in a sense. Just, what am I afraid of here? King E4? No. He has knight here. That loses to knight D4 check. Feels like we could be winning, folks. You're brand new to all this, so not really sure what's solid or not. Okay. You saw a bunch of videos on YouTube from a guy named John Bartholomew. Yeah, I mean, okay, you know, I'm going to just lay it on the line, dude. When White plays the move pawn to king 4 or e4, John Bartholomew, okay, he plays the Scandinavian in a solid way. But philosophically, okay, Black plays e4, d5. This is like the most aggressive move, the second most aggressive move Black can play. I mean, the most aggressive move is probably knight f6, which attacks the central pawn but allows your knight to be driven back by e5, the Aliokin's defense. And the Scandinavian, which I played a lot, mostly with d5, pawn takes pawn, knight f6. It's basically the second most aggressive opening you can play as Black. So claiming that it's solid, with all due respect to John Bartholomew, I really, you know, I don't know that that's really true, you know. I think that he plays it in a very solid way, and that he has solid results. But he, you know, that's the way he plays it. I think the opening isn't truly like the solid choice. I mean, if you want something solid, you should play like Varuzhin Akobian or, you know, Alexei Dreyev, or I don't know, you know, somebody who's like really good, and they play like the French defense, but in a really solid way, or the Caro-Kann, or even e4, e5, like solid variations of e4, e5. So I tend to disagree with the Scandinavian being like a solid choice. All right, so here we are. His knight is dominated here by my king, geometrically dominated. This has got to be a win for Black at this point. My king is actually fairly well positioned. He may be really handsome and he may be really good at the Scandinavian, but I still take issue with claiming it's a solid defense. I don't think so. You know, when you play a move that like opens the position when you're behind in development on move 1, I don't think that can be solid. You know, I think fundamentally that's a very aggressive policy that can be hard for beginners to really to deal with. All right, let's see what we got. This is really awkward for White. I mean, g3, g2. He's going to try to get in the corner and like blockade, but I might have mates. He also might have stalemates. So I have to watch out for that stalemate. King g1, knight f3 check. That would be pretty awkward. Now, actually, I don't want to rush this. g3. I gotta believe this has got to be winning, one way or another. One way or another. I'm gonna get you. There are stalemates because of the corner pawn. But what do you guys think? I mean, am I crazy? Like, is playing d5 a solid move? I mean, what am I doing here? Is he tricking me or something? We may need to play knight g4 somehow. I wish I had a way to checkmate him. My king is trapped now. Please don't let me get mated. He had no mate. God, this is awkward. g2. What's the deal with that? Is that some weird draw? g2. But I don't think, I'm not sure. g2. Knight takes g2. I mean, yeah, I'm not sure I want to play g2 anyway, but if I did, just theoretically. This is so annoying. g2, knight takes g2. It's paralyzed my king. g2, knight takes g2, knight takes g2. King h1. Am I crazy? Is that, can that be a draw? With my pawn too far advanced, it probably could. To check him. King g1. h2, no. There's going to be a check on f5 though. and that's going to be a big problem. Then I go to g4, then it looks okay. But I may have overextended myself. But I guess the problem is if king f2, king h2 wins for me. And in the meantime, I'm threatening knight e2 check. Knight takes g2 doesn't work. That leaves him with what exactly? Nothing. Leaves him exactly with nothing. So now I just like put my king here, put my knight on f2, and he gives up. I don't know if he had some way of drawing. I mean, for some reason I thought he had another move there. Alright guys, 15 wins, 2 losses, 4 draws. Those losses were painful. There were 21 games. I want to take a look at this for a second. We won against Yellow Dragoon. He was a strong player. We lost against Unicorns, the other strong player. Both guys were 2300. We also lost against Divlyavatra, who played the execution of Nimzovich. But this game, let's take a look at this ending before we get out of here and go home. I could just back up, I guess. Why don't we just step back and analyze the board from there. Did Rybka have anything here? We should be in table base. This is obviously winning. So apparently not. G2 is good. If he wants to draw, I guess we're gonna have to go back quite a bit. Looks like it was lost all the way. This is table base, so it's like guaranteed. It's been analyzed by computers. Looks like he was lost all the way in this ending down to here. But I think at that point where he had knight f3, I'm wondering about knight f3 here. Apparently the computer doesn't like knight f3 either because of e2. Wow. So it looks like there's no defense at all here. You can't trust the computer completely, but this position looks like it's lost. So it was a tough ending. I appreciate you guys playing, and we'll do this again next week. So we've got Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Blitz and Classical Chess with subscribers and viewers, and also a subscriber stream on Thursday next week at 4 p.m. Most of the streams are at 4 p.m. Simuls on Sundays at 5. I want to thank everyone. Please subscribe to my Twitch stream if you don't already, and you get first chance to play. Also, we do some videos, maybe highlighting some subscribers' games, and we do a special subscriber stream at least once a week. So please subscribe. If not, you can support the stream on my YouTube channel with PayPal donations, and also please check it out, the YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. That is all for tonight, guys. It was a good. Do I sell autographed merchandise? It's been a long time since I signed an autograph, but it has been done. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. And Shrug 9, thanks for the subscription via Amazon Prime. So thanks, guys. We'll see you tomorrow, Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time for Blitz and Classical Chess here on lichess. Bye-bye.